8 psychological facts that will totally blow your mind. You're about to listen some facts about the human mind that may just change the way you think about yourself and the people around you. It turns out, psychology has some tricks up its sleeve that can totally change your perceptions of people, places, and things, even your own self. Be prepared to have your mind totally blown by these psychological facts that will totally blow your mind. Fact 1. Our visual field covers about 200 degrees, but we only focus on an area of 35 degrees. The average person can see about 60% of what's in front of them at any given time. Our peripheral vision is what allows us to see the rest. Even though we're only focusing on a small area, our brain is constantly processing everything around us. In some cases, this can cause motion sickness or headaches. We store 10 times more visual information than auditory information. Think about it, you don't need to see something happen right in front of you for it to be seared into your memory. You may not have seen it happen, but if someone tells you something happened that way, you'll remember just as well as if you had seen it with your own eyes. Fact 2. Our senses can lie to us. Have you ever seen a mirage in the desert? What you were seeing wasn't actually there, your brain was just tricking you based on what it expected to see. Our senses can play tricks on us like this all the time, and it's important to be aware of it. For example, when you're driving, your brain fills in gaps in your vision so that you don't see them as individual objects. Fact 3. A powerful name makes people feel powerful. A study conducted in 2010 found that people with names that were easy to pronounce felt more powerful than those with difficult-to-pronounce names. In the study, participants were asked to rate how powerful they felt after reading a list of made-up names. The results showed that participants who read lists of easy-to-pronounce names rated themselves as more powerful than those who read lists of difficult-to-pronounce names. Fact 4. Fewer options make us happier. When we're presented with too many options, we have a harder time making a decision. This is because we want to choose the perfect option, and the pressure of making the wrong choice can be overwhelming. This phenomenon is known as choice paralysis. Too many choices can also lead to anxiety and regret. Fact 5. We're hardwired to be social. We're social animals. We're wired to crave connection and belonging. And when we don't have it, we feel isolated, anxious, and depressed. But that's not all. Loneliness can also cause cognitive decline and increase the risk of a heart attack or stroke. The best way to prevent this is by being kind, empathetic, inclusive, and sociable. Fact 6. Humans are surprisingly good at remembering names. We all know the feeling of meeting someone new and forgetting their name seconds later. It's an embarrassing feeling, but it turns out that it's not entirely our fault. According to a study done by researcher George Miller, the average person can only remember about 150 names. So if you meet someone new and can't remember their name, don't worry, you're not alone. Fact 7. Falling in love actually feels like falling physically. You know that feeling when you're head over heels in love and you can't focus on anything else? Turns out, that's because falling in love actually feels a lot like falling physically. According to one study, when people are shown pictures of their loved ones, the same area of the brain lights up as when they're shown pictures of exciting physical activities, like skydiving. Fact 8. We use 10% of our brain capacity. Next time you feel dumb, remember it may not be your fault. Did you know that we only use 10% of our brain capacity? Well, now you do. And next time you feel dumb, remember it may not be your fault. Our brains are complex organs, and we only tap into a small portion of their potential. So the next time you feel like you can't do something, just remember that you're probably only using 10% of your brain power. Who knows what you could accomplish if you could access the other 90%?